Year 2006. Rabbit walks into a bank. Rabbit has no money. Rabbit has no job. Rabbit has bad credit score. Rabbit says, "I want to buy a burro." Bank cat smiles. "Of course. How much do you make?" Rabbit says, "I make 2,000 leaves per month. Sometimes, when I have work." Bank cat types into computer. "Wonderful. We can approve you for a 400,000 leaf loan." Rabbit is confused. "But that's 2,000 leaves per month mortgage. I can't afford that." Bank cat's smile gets wider. "Don't worry. We have special loan. First 2 years, only 800 leaves per month." Rabbit asks, "What happens after 2 years?" Bank cat waves his paw. "Burro prices always go up. In 2 years, your burro worth 500,000 leaves. You refinance. Easy." Rabbit signs. Rabbit doesn't read the contract. Nobody reads the contract. Rabbit gets keys to a burro worth 400,000 leaves. Rabbit has no idea what he just did. Bank has no idea what they just did. World has no idea what's about to happen. But in 2 years, everything will collapse. And Rabbit will lose everything. And so will millions of other rabbits. This is the story of how banks destroyed the economy, got bailed out by taxpayers, and walked away richer than before. This is 2008. Part 1. The Setup. 2000 to 2003. Let's go back. Back before everything broke. Back when it all seemed to make sense. Year 2000. The dot-com crash. Stock market just crashed. Rabbits lost jobs. Rabbits lost savings. Economy is in recession. Government panics. Central bank, run by a very old, wise cat, makes a decision. We need rabbits to spend money again. We need economy to grow. Central bank lowers interest rates, dramatically, from 6% down to 1%. What does this mean? Borrowing money becomes very cheap. Mortgages become very cheap. Rabbits can suddenly afford bigger burros. 2001 to 2003. The housing boom begins. Rabbit makes 3,000 leaves per month. At 6% interest, Rabbit can afford 200,000 leaf burro. At 1% interest, Rabbit can afford 350,000 leaf burro. Suddenly every rabbit can afford a nicer, bigger burro. Everyone starts buying. Demand goes up. Prices go up. 2001. Average burro cost 180,000 leaves. 2003. Average burro costs 240,000 leaves. Rabbits who bought in 2001 are very happy. "My burro went up 60,000 leaves in 2 years. I'm rich," Rabbit tells his friends. Friends want to get rich too. Friends buy burros. More demand. Prices go up more. Everyone thinks they found the secret to wealth. Buy burro. Wait. Sell for more. Repeat. But there's a problem. And the problem is about to get much, much worse. Part 2. The Machine. 2003 to 2005. Banks notice something. Giving mortgages is very profitable. Old way. Bank gives Rabbit mortgage. Rabbit pays bank for 30 years. Bank makes money from interest. Simple. But banks get greedy. Banks invent a new way. The mortgage machine. Step 1. Bank gives mortgage to Rabbit. Step 2. Bank sells that mortgage to investment bank. Step 3. Investment bank bundles 1,000 mortgages together. Step 4. Investment bank sells these bundles to investors as mortgage-backed securities. Step 5. Original bank now has money back. Bank gives more mortgages. Step 6. Repeat forever. Suddenly, banks don't care if Rabbit can actually pay the mortgage, because bank sells the mortgage immediately. Risk goes to someone else. Bank just collects fees. More mortgages equals more fees. Banks want to give as many mortgages as possible. The problem. Eventually, you run out of rabbits who can actually afford mortgages. All the responsible rabbits with good jobs already have burros. So banks make a decision. A very bad decision. Meet Bank Cat. Bank Cat wakes up Monday morning. Bank Cat has quota. 50 mortgages this month. Bank Cat's boss made it very clear. Hit quota or you're fired. Week 1. Bank Cat approves 15 mortgages. All good rabbits, stable jobs, good credit, down payments. Week 2. Bank Cat approves 8 more mortgages. Still decent rabbits, decent jobs, okay credit. By week 3, Bank Cat runs out of qualified rabbits. Bank Cat has given mortgages to every responsible rabbit in his territory. Bank Cat still needs 27 more mortgages. Deadline, Friday. Bank Cat's boss calls. How many mortgages this week? Bank Cat, 8. Boss, you need 27 more by Friday. Find them. Bank Cat stares at his computer. Bank Cat knows the truth. There are no more qualified rabbits. Bank Cat makes a decision. Bank Cat calls a rabbit who was rejected last month. Rabbit with no job, rabbit with bad credit, rabbit with no savings. We have a new program, no income verification, no money down, low payment for 2 years. Rabbit, but I was rejected before. Bank Cat, that was old program. This is new program. Everyone approved. Rabbit signs. Bank Cat immediately sells the mortgage to investment bank. Gets fee. Risk disappears. Quota, 28 down, 22 to go. Bank Cat makes another call. By Friday, Bank Cat hits quota. 50 mortgages. 30 of them to rabbits who will never be able to pay. Bank Cat gets bonus. Boss is happy. Investment bank is happy. Everyone is happy. For now. The scale. This is not one Bank Cat. This is thousands of Bank Cats, all across the country, all with the same quota, all making the same decision. By 2005, 40% of all new mortgages are subprime, millions of mortgages to rabbits who cannot afford them, banks making billions in fees. Nobody cares, because borough prices keep going up, and everyone believes they will go up forever. Part 3. The Frenzy, 2005 to 2006. Rabbit culture changes. Rabbit at dinner party. Rabbit mentions he doesn't own a borough. Everyone looks at him like he's crazy. You're renting? Are you stupid? Boroughs go up 20% per year. You're losing money. My neighbor bought 3 boroughs as investments. Rabbit feels stupid. Rabbit feels left behind. Everyone around him is getting rich from real estate. So Rabbit goes to bank. Rabbit gets approved for loan Rabbit can't afford. Rabbit buys borough. Rabbit's neighbor sees this. If he can buy, I can buy more. Neighbor gets second mortgage. Neighbor buys investment borough, plans to rent it out. But neighbor can't find tenants who can pay enough. No problem. Borough will appreciate. Neighbor will sell in a year for profit. Meet Flipper Rabbit. January 2005. Flipper Rabbit buys his first borough. Price, 300,000 leaves. Down payment, 0 leaves. Monthly payment, 1,800 leaves. Flipper doesn't plan to live there. Flipper plans to flip it. June 2005. Flipper sells the borough. Sale price, 360,000 leaves. Profit, 60,000 leaves. Time, 6 months. Flipper stares at his bank account. Flipper made more in 6 months flipping 1 borough than he makes in a year at his job. Flipper quits his job. Flipper becomes full-time real estate investor. August 2005. Flipper buys 2 more boroughs. December 2005. Flipper buys 3 more. March 2006. Flipper owns 7 boroughs. Total invested, 0 leaves. All bought with no money down. All mortgages. All betting prices will keep going up. Flipper's friends are impressed. You're a genius. Flipper agrees. Flipper buys a new car. Luxury car. Financed, obviously. Flipper feels invincible. Flipper is about to lose everything. The insanity. By 2006, 40% of borough purchases are by speculators. Rabbits buying boroughs they never intend to live in. Just betting prices will keep going up. Bank Cat gets even more creative. We have new loan product, Ninja Loan. Rabbit asks, what's Ninja? No income, no job, no assets. Everyone approved. Bank Cat gives mortgage to Rabbit who makes 1,500 leaves per month, has 0 savings. For Burrow, worth 500,000 leaves, with 2,500 leave per month payment. Rabbit asks, "How will I pay this?" Bank cat, "Burrow will go up in value. Refinance in 2 years. Easy." This happens millions of times, all across the economy. 2006. Average Burrow now costs 340,000 leaves. Has doubled in 5 years. Everyone feels rich. Everyone is happy, except a few rabbits. A few very smart, very paranoid rabbits, who start to notice something. Part 4. The Cracks. 2006 to 2007. Smart Rabbit works at investment firm. Smart Rabbit's job? Analyze mortgage-backed securities. Smart Rabbit starts reading the actual mortgages inside these bundles. Smart Rabbit sees Rabbit with no job, Rabbit lying about income, Rabbit with 7 mortgages, Rabbit who will default the moment payments adjust. Smart Rabbit does the math. 30% of mortgages in these safe bundles will default, maybe 50%. Smart Rabbit goes to his boss. "These bundles are worthless. They're filled with loans to rabbits who can't pay." Boss Cat looks annoyed. "These are rated AAA, safest investment possible. Credit rating agencies say so." Smart Rabbit, "But I read the loans. They're terrible." Boss Cat, "We make 20 million leaves per year selling these. Are you saying we should stop?" Smart Rabbit realizes. Everyone knows. Banks know the mortgages are bad. Investment banks know the bundles are bad. Rating agencies know they're lying. But everyone is making too much money to care. Smart Rabbit makes a decision. Smart Rabbit bets against the market. Smart Rabbit buys insurance that pays if mortgages default. Everyone thinks Smart Rabbit is crazy. Meanwhile, Regular Rabbit. Regular Rabbit bought Burrow in 2004, with special adjustable rate mortgage. First 2 years, 800 leaves per month. After 2 years, payment adjusts to market rate. Year 2006. 2 years are up. Rabbit gets letter. "Your new payment, 2,200 leaves per month." Rabbit makes 2,000 leaves per month. Rabbit cannot pay this. Rabbit calls bank. "I can't afford this. Can we adjust?" Bank, "No, but you can refinance. Burrow worth more now." Rabbit tries to refinance. Appraiser comes. Appraiser says Burrow worth 380,000 leaves. Rabbit bought for 400,000. Wait, prices went down? Bank refuses refinance. "Burrow worth less than mortgage. We can't refinance underwater loans." Rabbit is trapped. Rabbit tries to sell. Nobody buying. Too many Burrows for sale. 3 months later, Rabbit defaults. Bank forecloses. Rabbit loses everything. Rabbit is not alone. Thousands of rabbits defaulting. Every month. More and more. Part 5. The Avalanche. 2007. Spring 2007. Small mortgage companies start collapsing. These companies gave the worst subprime loans. Rabbits defaulting. Companies have no money. Companies go bankrupt. Big banks say, "This is contained, only affects subprime. Prime mortgages are fine." Summer 2007. 2 hedge funds collapse. These funds invested heavily in mortgage-backed securities. Mortgages defaulting faster than predicted. Securities worth way less than thought. Funds lose everything. Stock market wobbles. Big banks say, "This is contained, only affects some hedge funds. Economy is strong." Fall 2007. Big investment bank announces losses. Not small losses. Billions in losses. From mortgage-backed securities going bad. Other banks start announcing losses too. Turns out, everyone owns these toxic assets, and they're all worthless. Banks start looking at each other suspiciously. "How much bad mortgage debt do you have?" "I don't know." "How much do you have?" Nobody knows. Nobody trusts anyone. Banks stop lending to each other. If banks don't lend to each other, economy freezes. Winter 2007. Bank of Rabbits, very old, established bank, asks government for emergency loan. Bank of Rabbits has 100 billion leaves of assets, but can't access cash, because nobody will lend to them. Government provides emergency loan. Market panics. If Bank of Rabbits needs help, how bad is this really? Part 6. The Collapse. 2008. March 2008. Bear Stearns. Bear Stearns equals giant investment bank. 85 years old. Billions in assets. 1 week. Stock price 60 leaves per share. Next week. Stock price 2 leaves per share. Company on verge of collapse. Why? Turns out Bear Stearns held massive amounts of worthless mortgage securities. Other banks refused to lend to them. Bank run. Everyone trying to get their money out. Government forces JP Morgan, another big bank, to buy Bear Stearns. For almost nothing. Market is shocked. If Bear Stearns can fail, anyone can fail. Summer 2008. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, government-backed mortgage companies, are failing. These companies guarantee trillions in mortgages. If they fail, entire mortgage market fails. Government takes them over. Taxpayer now responsible for trillions in mortgages. Rabbits losing jobs. Rabbits defaulting on mortgages. Banks foreclosing boroughs. Banks trying to sell boroughs. Too many boroughs for sale. Prices falling. The thing banks said would never happen. Borough prices going down. Nationally. Everywhere. September 2008. The week that changed everything. Monday, September 15th. Lehman Brothers, giant investment bank, 158 years old, declares bankruptcy. Largest bankruptcy in U.S. history. 25,000 employees lose jobs. Hundreds of billions of dollars in assets gone. Stock market crashes. Worst day since 2001. Tuesday, September 16th. AIG, giant insurance company, on verge of collapse. AIG sold insurance on all those mortgage securities. Now they have to pay claims. They don't have enough money. If AIG fails, every bank that bought insurance from them also fails. Domino effect. Government steps in. Gives AIG $85 billion leaf emergency loan. Taxpayers now own 80% of AIG. Wednesday, September 17th. Money market funds, supposed to be ultra safe, start breaking the buck. Translation. You put in 1,000 leaves, now worth 970 leaves. These funds held Lehman Brothers debt. Debt now worthless. Panic. Everyone trying to withdraw money. From everything. From every bank. From every fund. Thursday, September 18th. Treasury Secretary, top government cat, goes to Congress. If we don't act immediately, economy collapses in 48 hours. We need 700 billion leaves, right now. Congress. 700 billion leaves? For what? Treasury Secretary. To buy bad mortgage assets from banks. Congress. So, bail out the banks who caused this? Treasury Secretary. Yes. Or economy ends Monday. Friday, September 19th. Government announces plan to buy bad mortgage assets from banks, guarantee money market funds, increase FDIC insurance on deposits, inject capital into banks. Total cost? Initially 700 billion, eventually trillions. Stock market rallies. Everyone breathes. For now. Part 7. The aftermath. The damage. 10 million rabbits lost burrows to foreclosure. Average burrow price down 30%. Stock market down 50%. 8 million rabbits lost jobs. Retirement accounts destroyed. The bailouts. Banks got 700 billion direct, TARP program, plus trillions in hidden loans and guarantees. Bank CEOs kept their jobs, mostly. Bank CEOs kept their bonuses from the bubble years. The injustice. Small rabbit who did everything right. Lost job, lost burrow, lost savings, lost retirement. Government response. Here's a 600-leaf stimulus check. The anger. Rabbit sits at home. Rabbit just lost burrow to foreclosure. Rabbit turns on TV. News. Bank of America receives $45 billion in taxpayer bailout. Same bank that foreclosed Rabbit's burrow. Rabbit sees bank CEO testifying to Congress. CEO arrives in private jet. CEO's bonus last year, $50 million leaves. CEO asks for bailout. CEO says bank is too big to fail. Congress gives him the money. Rabbit feels something. Not sadness, not fear. Rage. Part 8. The truth. How did this happen? Not by accident, by design, by incentives. The chain. The mortgage broker gets commission for each mortgage. More mortgages equals more commission. Doesn't care if Rabbit can repay. Mortgage gets sold immediately. Broker just wants volume. The bank gives mortgage to Rabbit, sells mortgage to investment bank same day, gets fee, risk disappears. Bank just wants volume. The investment bank bundles mortgages into securities, sells to investors, gets fee, doesn't keep the securities, just wants volume. The rating agency, supposed to honestly rate these securities, but rating agencies get paid by investment banks. If rating agency says, this is risky, investment bank goes to different rating agency. So rating agencies lie. Give AAA rating to garbage, just to keep clients happy. The investor, pension funds, insurance companies, foreign governments, buy these securities, think they're safe, AAA rated. Don't look inside, trust the rating. Everyone in the chain gets paid immediately, passes risk to next person. When it explodes, blame the guy after you. The result. Nobody held accountable. Nobody went to jail. Except one low-level guy. One. Not the rabbits who took mortgages they couldn't afford. They were victims of predatory lending. Not the mortgage brokers or bank employees. They were following incentives set by bosses. The real culprits? Bank CEOs who designed the system. Investment bank leaders who knew securities were garbage. Rating agencies who lied for profit. Regulators who looked away. Politicians who deregulated banks. Central bank who kept rates too low for too long. They all knew. They all profited. They all got away with it. Flipper Rabbit's end. Remember Flipper Rabbit, the genius real estate investor? 7 burrows with 0 money down? 2008 hits. Flipper can't sell any burrows. Prices dropping. No buyers. Flipper can't pay 7 mortgages. Flipper defaults on all 7. Banks foreclose all 7 burrows. Flipper declares bankruptcy. Car gets repossessed. Flipper moves back in with parents. Flipper learned the hard way. When you bet everything on prices always going up, you lose everything when they don't. Bank Cat's end. Remember Bank Cat? The one who gave 50 mortgages to unqualified rabbits? Bank Cat kept his job, because everyone was doing it. Bank Cat's boss got promoted, because their division had record mortgage originations. Bank Cat's bank got bailed out, with taxpayer money. Bank Cat got a bonus in 2010 for surviving the crisis. Part 9. The lessons. 6 lessons. Each one could save your life. Lesson 1. If everyone says this time is different, run. Burrow prices never go down. It's different this time. New paradigm. These are the most dangerous words in finance. Every bubble believes it's special. None of them are. When your dentist is talking about real estate investments. When your Uber driver is flipping burrows. When everyone at every party is getting rich the same way. That's not opportunity. That's the top. Lesson 2. When banks lend to those who can't repay, disaster is coming. Ninja loans. No income, no job, no assets. If this sounds insane, that's because it is. But it happened. Millions of times. When you hear about loosening credit standards or innovative lending products, translate. Banks giving money to people who can't pay it back. It always ends the same way. Lesson 3. When everyone is getting rich doing the same thing, it's a bubble. Real wealth is built slowly, over decades, through work and saving and investing. When people are getting rich fast, all doing the same thing, all convinced they're geniuses, bubble. The people who get out early make money. The people who stay in until the end lose everything. Lesson 4. Banks privatize profits, socialize losses. Boom times. Banks keep all profits. CEOs get 50 million leaf bonuses. Shareholders get rich. Bust times. Taxpayers cover losses. Banks get trillions in bailouts. CEOs keep their jobs. System designed to let banks take massive risks, because they know government will rescue them. Too big to fail means too big to exist. Remember this next time a bank tells you something is safe. Lesson 5. Government will protect banks before you. When crisis hit, banks got trillions in bailouts. Rabbits got 600 leaf checks. Your government will prioritize financial stability, saving banks, over your personal stability. Plan accordingly. Build your own safety net. Don't expect rescue. Lesson 6. It will happen again. Different asset, different story. Same pattern. Greed, bubble, leverage. Crash, bailout, repeat. Humans don't change. Incentives don't change. Next time maybe commercial real estate, student loans, corporate debt. Something we haven't imagined. But it will happen. The question is not if. The question is when. And will you be ready? Part 10. The Warning. Today is 2025, 16 years after 2008. Rabbit has small office job. Rabbit rebuilt after losing everything in 2008. Took years, but Rabbit recovered. Now Rabbit has savings. Small burrow. Paid off. Emergency fund. No debt. Rabbit's coworker comes in Monday morning, excited, can barely contain himself. Dude, amazing news! Bank approved me for a 600,000 leaf mortgage. Rabbit looks up. How much do you make? Coworker. Like 4,000 per month? But they said it's fine. I'm getting special rate for first 3 years. Rabbit feels something. Cold. In his stomach. What happens after 3 years? Coworker waves his paw. I'll refinance. Or burrow will be worth more by then. Plus, housing prices always go up. Everyone knows that. Rabbit stares. Rabbit opens his mouth. Rabbit closes it. Coworker. What? Rabbit says quietly, be careful. Coworker laughs. You're paranoid. It's different now. That was 2008. We have regulations now. Banks learned their lesson. It can't happen again. Rabbit says nothing. Because Rabbit remembers. Rabbit remembers when everyone said the same thing in 2006. Rabbit remembers when everyone said prices never go down. Rabbit remembers when everyone said banks were safe. Rabbit remembers when everyone said, this time is different. Rabbit remembers losing everything. Coworker walks away, still excited, still convinced he's making a smart decision. You have two choices. Believe this time is different, or learn from history. In 2006, everyone was getting rich. In 2009, everyone was broke. The only rabbits who survived were the ones who saw it coming, or the ones who were prepared. Be prepared. Rabbits together strong.